5. On Smite number 5. It's the one after 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. On Smite number 5. On Smite number 5. On Smite number 5. On Smite number 5. On Smite. It started so nice, and then it went so wrong. You like that?
Dead Workers Party on Smite, episode 5, recorded on June 1st, 2013.
I'm Brent. I'm going to stab you in the face, Copeland.
I'm Wes. I don't know what the hell was going on with that intro, Wilson.
And I'm Eric Fullerton. I'll snap you with my frozen weave.
Yeah, this is going to be a good show. Just wait. Just wait. We're just slowly delving into this show.
Weaving rove?
Weaving roving.
The weaving?
Weaving. It's hugging and munning.
What are you talking about?
Neath.
Slipping and flopping.
You don't play Neath anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned. I'll talk more about this a little bit later. Yeah.
So this week, the show on Smite, that's the episode 5, the 5th one, the one after 4, is sponsored by none other than Squidner, who wants to say Agni is the new stupid dragon.
Squidner, he knows. Yep. He knows. Yes, Agni, the freaking two-headed freak.
Two-headed freakadeek.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you, Squidner.
Thank you, Squidner. And thank you for everybody who stayed around to listen to this live. We actually gave out 2 codes before the show even started, just as a thank you for people sticking around. So that's why you should come and hang out and wait for us to get done peeing and listen to the show. You might get a code unlock. It's that worth it, right?
And by the way, I think it's a frozen weave. Is that right? Or is it a broken weave?
I don't know.
It's some sort of weave.
The show's gone.
I've actually never played Neath.
No?
Never.
Oh.
Never have I ever.
Fun. We were doing like a nice. I would wear him down, and then he'd pop him. Get that last ping.
Yeah, a little sniping action.
Some good stuff. We'll have to do that after the show.
Yes.
Speaking of the show, the one about Smite, which is a game.
Should we jump into what we've been doing and going
Indeed.
down and throwing down?
Throwing downtown.
Right. So this week, I've been so excited about Smite. I've done really nothing else. I'll wake up, I want to play Smite. And then I know I have to work, I have to do some stuff. And then I'll eat and, go to the bathroom. And then I'll play some more Smite, and then I'll keep playing Smite and go to sleep eventually. And it's really been a very heavy Smite week. So this week, I have a couple of revelations. First, I'll tell you, I guess I've been playing a lot of Bakasura. Really a lot of fun. I had a great game where I got like 34 kills in 14 minutes. That was my best game, this week.
If you can get Bakasura rolling, he's awesome.
Yeah, totally, especially like in the later levels,
Yeah.
Because when you first start off with Bakasura, he's very slow, and it's like a slow motion. He's jumping in the air.
But once you get to 20 and you get lots of stuff, you leap on somebody, you're like Fenrir, they're dead.
Yeah, and so I have a specific build with him. I wish I could actually tell you. I don't have it written down or anything. But basically, I'm going for all attack power and all crit. No health, no protection. He's totally squishy. I can totally die in a second. But he deals all kinds of damage and very high crit percentages. And so his actives, I'm using the bomb, the minion bomb. So I can do a lot of damage to minions and kill them quickly because I have Devourer's gloves. Mm-hmm. So those, pump up the buff on the gloves. And then also the other one that I use is the slow down around you. I forget it.
Slow down.
Basically, in arena and domination, it's especially good because I can slow somebody down from chasing me, or I can slow them down from running away from me. So I use those two, as my actives, and then my consumables. I pretty much don't buy any health potions.
Are we going
anymore.
into builds here? What is going on?
Yes.
Here?
Next, we're going to be discussing
This
the
is like Team
controller he
Fortress
uses.
2. You remember that? The spy is a character.
These are good tips, though. You know, like
Yeah,
if somebody
no.
actually wants to play. You know, if you
tips
wanna,
are fine, but build like
I don't know. I
think
like
give it-
this. I like what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
don't agree with you.
You know, if you
Well,
want
I'll
to play
shut up
Bakasura,
then.
if you want to play Bakasura, I suggest highly do not go with the default build.
Well,
It
that's
won't do
every.
you good.
I mean, that's every character.
yeah, you know. So
Default builds are for wimps.
Yeah, they are actually. So also, I'm playing a lot of Neath. I think I might have already talked about Neath maybe in the first episode. I was really kind of obsessed with Neath, with Conquest specifically. But right now, I'm kind of getting better with Neath with Arena, which is kind of cool because a lot of times you want to snipe somebody and like kill them on their way home. Because there's always that time when somebody's running home with like a sliver of health.
Yep.
Bam. You know, I mean, you can snipe them from your spawn zone, right? I mean,
So, but there is some mechanic there where people can disappear. Like I haven't played her enough to know, and so maybe you know this, but I think you have to have vision of them on the map somehow. Either your minions or view, or another teammate has view of them. Like if they get out of that view, almost like you can't see them on the mini map, then I don't think you can target them.
right. So far, like, okay, so if I'm playing Neath on a Conquest, and somebody's on the right lane, and they request a snipe, and I say, okay, bam, I snipe them. They are on the mini map because I have the vision around.
Well, because they can see
an
them,
ally.
or the tower,
Exactly.
or the minions.
Yeah.
So it may be a good thing in playing Neath is to get some wards up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like someone's or at least your team. Tell your team. I mean, really, at this point in the game, we should all be getting wards. Everybody should be buying like one ward and putting it in the jungle because
That's true.
it really helps out.
That's a good point.
And now, I mean, we'll talk about the patch later, but now you can actually see a name tag above the wards, which is kind of nice because you can see who drops the wards. But anyway,
Hey, and
I guess
we'll
enough
talk
about
it in the patch.
enough about Neath. But
No.
so-
Let's. What's your alternate build for Neath? Like if say someone's going heavy physical damage reduction. What do you do?
Well, she's physical, so I have a
heavy penetration, maybe.
it's not
You
really
like the
a
heavy
high
penetration with
output.
Neath?
No, it's not as concentrated as my Bakasura build, but it's nothing special really. I'm still
You use
working
the
on
default build, don't you?
it. No, it's
You
not
can
default.
admit it.
You
Come
can admit
on.
it. But
No,
anyway.
I joke and kid about the default build. Like if I don't know a character, I might do that too.
Yeah,
But then I
yeah.
also might just get stupid and do like wacky stuff. Like just,
yeah.
I'm going all crit this game.
Yeah.
Like
But like I think last episode I was crying about the fact that, I can't go to auto after I've already gone in as manual. But now I think I'm learning more. Now I don't ever want it to be auto.
Yeah.
Now I do auto skill right now, but
Why?
well, because beforehand, like Bakasura, like I went in there and crafted my build.
Yeah, but you know what you want.
Yeah, but it's
I
less-
used to do that same thing, and I stopped for one reason, and it's the different modes. Like, I love the default builds, and I wish they would build it in where you could do a default build for each game mode, because there's some like normally like Conquest. If I'm playing like a Loki or something, I don't bother with my 2 as much, which puts the fake guy down that sucks the minions
decoy,
turn to.
yeah.
I don't worry about it quite as much. But like on Arena or Domination, like I gotta have that one. Like that's bread and butter. So like I might even go first with it.
Right.
But in Conquest, I'm not going to.
Right.
So I either have to just turn it off. Like lately, I've been trying to just not play with it on.
Yeah.
After I found out about the F keys doing it, because it makes it a little bit easier.
Okay.
But it's still a nice fallback when you're just feeling lazy, just like default.
Yeah.
The only thing that's bad about not doing auto skill up is sometimes you'll miss that you've leveled up.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll play for about 2 minutes and you'll be like, oh crap, because you'll look down at your skills to see, some kind of timer, and then you'll go, oh, I need to level something up. But I mean, for the most part, I know what I'm going to get. So I don't do any auto stuff anymore at all. No.
Okay.
All my buying and all my skill ups are done manually now.
Okay. I think I'm just not at that point yet. Like, I have to master different areas of the game at a slow pace.
Well, I will also say that I'm not doing great at the game. So, like, I'm a moderately good player. You know, playing against people of my comparable level, I suck. So,
Yeah.
I might not be the best one to give advice on whether to go auto.
Right. But so other than that, so I've had like, I guess, like 2 realizations after really constantly playing the game every day a lot. So one of them is losing is not always a bad thing. I know a lot of people cry like, oh, I keep losing. Well, if you play a game and you keep losing, you're going to lose interest in the game.
Then you really suck.
Yeah, and you're going to realize that your self-confidence is down and you're going to lose interest in the game and you're going to move on. Well, in Smite, you have really good games that you just own. You feel like you're just awesome, and then the next game you suck, and then the next game you own. So I came to realize that losing isn't always a bad thing. It's good to have a challenge, because what would it be like if you played Smite and you did nothing but own all the time? Now it sounds good superficially. It's like, yeah, I'm awesome.
It's like having cheat codes.
Like,
though.
would that be fun? Like, would you actually go back to the game? You know, would you want to play it?
But I agree with that. But I also think there's a difference between losing and then getting smoked. Like,
Yeah.
there's just something with like there's some nights where like we're just against. A crew that's been playing for a year. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the past year, and we're fairly new. I mean, a month.
Yeah.
About, and it's just like it's horrible how like bad we lose, and those are the nights where I just don't want to play. Like,
Yeah.
like so I don't like getting smoked that bad.
Well, I will also point out that I went and looked at the top ranked players, and there was a remarkably small distance between their number of wins and number of losses. Now, some had a big difference, but like we're talking less than 8% difference. So they might have won 370 and lost 350.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was not the gargantuan I always win distance that you would think for the top ranked players.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
because they're always playing other top ranked players. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I think if the matching system is doing good, you should really have like a 50-50, or, if you're pretty good, then probably a little better than 50-50,
Yeah.
There shouldn't be like a 75-25 ratio.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with the
Right.
matchmaking.
Well, I played an arena this week where the ending score was 0-1. Like, it was
Those
so
are good,
close.
yeah.
I mean, that was a good game. We lost.
I don't care. Yeah. I agree with you.
So I think that in this kind of game, it's good to have a challenge because it keeps me coming back going, I have to win. Come on, I have to be better. Because if I was awesome, it's like, I don't know. So anyway.
Here's a and maybe I should just wait till later, but it just rings so true on that. Like, what if you got these close matches like that? They're like 0-1. If it then popped up on everybody's screen like, do you want a rematch?
With the same people?
With the same 10 people.
That's
like,
pretty good.
it's such an awesome like match. Like, let's do it again. Let's see if we can.
That's
I think that would be like
really good, actually.
Like, ooh, let's do it.
That's pretty good.
That's kind of
good.
cool.
Okay, so the other realization I had this week was basically I don't have a sense for OP gods anymore. I feel like I played so much that I really don't see anybody being overpowered. I see the power of the balance of all the gods, and I feel like everybody is kind of on point.
I will argue with one thing. I think there are a few gods that once they get leveled up, if they get 1 or 2 levels more than other gods, it's very difficult to stop them from dominating the game.
But do you think you don't think that's the case with like most gods?
No.
Like when you get
No. Like if I see,
level.
If I see Poseidon with an extra level, I'm not afraid of him. If I see Fenrir with an extra level, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I don't know. See, Poseidon scares me sometimes when he's up there. It was like that weird game we had where the guys dropped.
Yeah.
Like, I was scared of Callie and Bastet because
Yeah.
they were level 20 and we were level 12.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they killed 5 people.
Do we want to talk about that now?
Do you want to do that now or? It's in our
I
weeks.
just have one last thing. MPG. What is your MPG?
Most played God.
Yeah, most
I'm
played
doing
God.
Poseidon right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now they've updated the stat screen so you can see your MPG. Before it was kind of some stats here and there. Now it's a pie chart. Now it's a scrolly thing that you can see the percentage. I love it.
This just looks good.
Absolutely
And I was going
love
to
it.
say, well, I'm pretty much half and half Loki and Isis. No, 52% Loki.
Yeah.
15% is my next god, which is Isis. 4% Ra and 3% Ares, and then 26% everything else.
Oh yeah.
I like this. I like this pie chart. And
I do too.
and their
I really
stats.
like the new stat screen. Very good
and
job.
it gives you has the god mastery progression. So it is right there. You can only get up to level 36 in masteries.
Oh.
So you can do, I guess, 36 on one god,
Oh yeah.
Or
level
one.
one on all of them,
interesting.
and it will go up when there's a new god added. At least that's my understanding, and this kind of seems to mirror that
Yeah.
from the stats here. That's good stuff. So, and what we were talking about, and you were in this game, I think, Eric, but we played a assault.
Oh, by the way, quick answer. Aphrodite, 34%. Fenrir, 24%. Poseidon, 19%.
Yeah, Aphrodite. I bought some new skins this week too.
It's a
Finally.
change with Aphrodite that you'll like, Wes.
What?
When whoever she's kissed on goes in Viz, the link will go in Viz, but it won't disconnect.
Nice.
Oh.
So, and it's if she goes in Viz too. So, however that would happen.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know.
Well,
I guess an item maybe.
Yeah. True.
I
I
don't
forgot
know.
to say I finally bought some skins this week. My first skins ever. I bought 3 of them this week. I bought a Neath skin. I bought the Misdiagnosis.
Yeah, misdiagnosis.
And then I got Death Machine. That's Bacchosaurus skin.
Which
That's
is-
totally cool.
yeah, I
he
like
looks
it-
like a Murloc, but he's metal.
yeah.
And then I bought the Herc skin.
Bacchosaurus, cool.
The
Which Herc one did you get?
Not the baseball
I kind
star
of wish
one.
you got the baseball one.
The
It's so
baseball's
goofy
a little
and kitschy
goofy and
that it's
corny,
like.
you know. But
I want to get one of those. Like, I don't like either of the gods well enough to do it though. Like, and hers Olympian or like just it's so goofy.
yeah, it's a little
Like, and I like that. Like, I want to really like. I wish they gave Loki like.
Well, it's fun that it's goofy, but I'm not a sports fan, so I kind of feel like I'm not into baseball or anything. So I'm like, I don't know.
I'm gonna actually save this for
I got the
on the 8th day, but I got another an idea
Oh, yeah.
that we can.
I
Start
got
putting
the
in there.
white fur Hercules with white fur. Kevin Sorbo. Yeah.
Okay, so what we were talking about though earlier was we were playing an assault match, and 3 people disconnected on the other team, and it was 2 people. And all suddenly they were like killing all 5 of us, and we're
Yeah.
like, "What is going on?" And we finally checked, and they were level 20, and we were like level 10 to 12,
Yeah.
and so they could just walk all over us. And we weren't really sure exactly what was happening. We theorized that it was just that it was 2 of them splitting all the experience and all the gold, so they leveled super fast. And so if this happens to you, the way to defend against it is to begin again with a lend again. No, the way to defend against it is to just back up at your towers, sit there and kill minions till you're level 22,
Yes.
and then they can't do anything to you. And they can't come under the tower and get you. Just back off. Let them come under the tower after you. Just stay away from them until you're a comparable level.
Yeah.
But
But it was surprising. We were caught off guard. We're like, how can 2 of them be beating us? There's 5 of us and 2 of them.
yeah.
And it's because they leveled so quickly and got so much gold. With only 2 of them there on the front lines, they got all the gold from the minion kills.
Yeah, and then at the
Yeah.
end, we kind of pieced everything together when we realized one of them was named 5 versus 4.
Yes.
And one of them was named Good Game 3 versus 5.
Yeah, GG 3 versus 5 and 4 vs 5.
And we checked like their histories, and they'd played like another game together. So obviously these were alts of theirs that they just logged in and dropped out of the game to do this. And their mains had some victories.
Yeah.
Now the alts didn't. That they dropped out. I don't think. I don't remember. Maybe they had some too, but it looked like it was like a tactic working for them. So
Yes.
this is a weird thing that probably needs to be fixed somehow. I mean,
Yeah, they're griefers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were griefing. And the interesting thing was we noticed that you can look at player stats. So when we found out who they were, we went and looked at their previous games.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the 2 of the people, basically 4 of the people that had been in our game were in the game before.
yeah.
And so we were like, ha ha ha, they have, they've been doing this together. So the big question is, how often is this going to work?
Right. Well, and think about the variations of what they did. Okay, so think about this, right? You drop 3 out. You have 2 get to 20 real fast. They drop out. The other 3 come in, get to 20 real fast. All suddenly you have all 5 20, and the other team is all like 12, 14, and then you just steamroll.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's variations of this, and that's why I think it's a pretty big bug that should probably get looked at.
Yeah.
And I hope I didn't, high res, I'm sorry if you didn't want that information out. But it was just something that
This is
happened
good
to us
to know.
this week. I think
this is actually happening.
I think it'll be good for people to know how to kind of defend against it too.
I don't
Right.
think that 2 people could. I mean, you got to realize that the XP and the gold are finite. So if everything out there is going like they would have to get lots of kills with their 20s or their 18s or 19s to get them up to 20 to justify a big XP or gold gap for the people that traded in later in. And imagine what it's like. Okay, we're now 10 to 12 and the 3 to 5s are coming out.
Yeah.
I don't think that's as much of a weakness. The real issue is how many people can they surprise.
What if you cycle one in? I mean, I'm just saying there's variations of this that I think could work. Cycle in one at a time to level them up.
Yeah.
That all they have to do is sit under their tree and let the minions come in and level up.
Yeah.
It's just when you have 5 people splitting the XP, I think maybe it's really they need to figure out a different way to kind of split the XP in that game.
Yeah.
Like even if it was just is there really a point into splitting the minions XP? Maybe just everybody's getting XP as the game's progressing.
Yeah.
At an even rate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really a huge thing about the minions. The minions are more there as protection and kind of helping pushes, not as... I think the XP is just sort of pushing the game along.
Yeah.
To get to 20. Just an idea. There's probably some other
Yeah.
things they could figure out to block that. If maybe you always split the XP, even if someone's disconnected.
Yeah.
don't
You gotta give him points on creativity though.
Yeah, we're gonna do a
one
video
guy,
and do this.
His name is 4 versus 5, and you're like, oh, weird. That's bizarre. And then the second guy drops, good game, 3 versus 5, and you're like, whoa, what's next?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, and then we're up against 2 people. Now,
What were their names?
Crusty. Yeah,
Crusty-
we don't need to say those. Yeah.
If you're watching the YouTube video, you can see it. I'm showing the screenshot here. This is the complete stats of the entire game that played, so you can
It's
look
not
at that.
Krusty the Clown either.
They both were definitely in on it because
because we watched them. They were in the game with the same people earlier. It was, and I have to say, like after it, we were like both annoyed and impressed. Like it's one of those things that, like, it's annoying when people
creative griefing.
Yeah,
Yes.
but at the same time, sometimes you got to go, "Wow, I didn't see that coming."
It's like the old TF2 days when the guy would like hold the door open and make him answer trivia questions to get out.
That's
Clever.
right. Yeah.
Like I wish I was there.
That
That
was
was good.
funny.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Good one. Like it, man. Now can I play the game?
Yeah.
Okay, so besides that, this week, I really wanted to get a mastery level just to kind of see what it did, what it was, and really it is just a number. So I got both Isis and Loki to level 1.
You did.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Well
Nice.
done.
Got them both.
Nice.
Got to level 21, I think. So
Okay.
Pushing to get to that 30 before beta's over.
Yeah.
Really want to get that.
How are you
skin.
getting like everybody in such high levels? And like you have like a job and stuff. And I'm like sitting there like playing during the day, like trying to level everybody up. And I'm like, I can't even do it. How do you? Is there a trick? Do you have like a game genie?
No, I think it's like I get home and I've had a long day at work and Chris is like, go let some steam off. So I'll get a couple games in before dinner.
Okay.
And at those points, I'm playing with just me. And I think one thing we're running into a lot is we're playing with groups later on at night.
Yeah.
And we lose a lot because we're queuing in against a higher ELO than us or a higher level of players than us.
Right.
And it's still fun because we're playing with friends and we'll get a win here or there, but it's not quite fair.
No,
Yeah.
I win more
when
on
I
my
play
own.
by myself, I pretty much win most of those fights.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Same
I'm
here.
I'm
actually.
getting put in with a lower EL bracket because they're like, oh, you're by yourself and you're this level.
Bunch of solo people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the thing is I'm playing a few more games a night earlier without anybody but just me.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Okay. Huh. Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, we play with the people that are really good. It's just when 5 people queue together, they're going to match you against
Another 5
another 5 people.
Yeah.
And usually those are people that have been playing for a year,
Yeah.
not
Right.
a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So what are you playing now? Like what's your
It
main
depends
right now?
what maps I do. If I do a domination, I'm pretty much always Loki at this point. If I do Conquest, I like to do Isis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arena, I'll switch between Loki and maybe I've kind of liked Ares a bit. And then Assault, it's just random, so I don't get to pick.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I have actually been working on trying to. I pretty much decided that my desire to play classes like Fenrir was causing me problems. Like
You got
I wanted
fed up with it?
Well, no, I wanted to dive in and kill people, and I had the class to do it, and I wasn't being careful enough. So I was like, okay, I need to play a different god. Because it's not that I'm not good with Fenrir. It's just that if I get behind on the levels with Fenrir, I'm done. I'm not useful to anybody.
Are you? You're
Right.
15. Yeah, you're over 15.
Yeah.
You should do some jousting with Fenrir because he's like.
Oh, dude, I have.
Crazy.
And he's
Yeah.
awesome. But I picked a class that I thought might accent my need for restraint. And so I chose Poseidon because I knew he was good, and I knew a lot of people were intimidated by him. And at the same time, like I got in a bunch of games in a row where nobody was picking him, and I was like, okay, I'll take Poseidon. He's good. Well, I've found that I respond to him really well. And I like the power of being able to go mid in Conquest. Like there's some good energy there where it's just 1v1, And when you get against somebody and it's just this, touch and go, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
And I like it. The problem is that like when I lose with Poseidon, I lose really bad, and when I win with Poseidon, I win really big.
Oh yeah.
There's not a whole lot of okay, I'm losing a little bit. Let me catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm using the class to combat my aggression, and I thought that was wise.
And unleashing the Kraken.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, Kraken. So you've been timing your ults along with High End Definition, who plays Hades, and then we have, I guess Caleb plays.
plays
too.
Hades,
and then
Yeah.
we had a couple other people. Basically, we've been going into arenas with the mindset of we've got to time our ults.
Yeah.
Because that's what wins, right? So you
Yeah.
pull them in. You got to pull them in with Hades. You got to pull them in with Ares. You have to pull them in somehow, right?
Yeah.
If not, you can maybe luckily catch them all in a group. but-
Why haven't we done like a Hades Ares like combo? Like that seems like
Well, yeah.
Ares like pulling them in,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh, I'm free," but Hades is there to like, now you're taking damage, baby.
Yeah,
And
then you have Wes over here with Kraken.
Yeah. Well, and plus I throw down what I do is I throw down my whirlpool underneath beforehand, and then I throw the Kraken on top of it, so
they can't run away.
Right, so they're slowed, and then the Kraken comes up.
Yeah,
and I really like it, but if groups get smart, they know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
And then if you're basing your whole game on this one tactic,
well,
because all they have to do really is just all of them buy beads,
right?
Immediately,
And max them out.
Not beads, but just hopping out. Like Bakasura has a hop, Fenrir has a hop.
Cupid, I use Cupid to get out of it.
Cupid, Neath has a hop. I mean, there's a ton of hop classes, and her. It goes on and on and on. So once that starts happening, hop out. You're done.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think
but none of them, that doesn't work on Ares. You can't just hop out of Ares chains.
No, but the Aegis trinket does though.
Right. Well, that's why I'm saying beads. Right?
Well, not beads with Aegis, but yeah, or the beads. Yeah.
The beads are nice. The other thing that'll knock you out of Ares is another Ares. So if you're ever in an arena with an Ares, wait for the other Ares to ult first, and then ult on top of him, and it breaks his chains.
What?
Really?
Yeah. So keep that in mind. And it's fun when when you're in a match against your other class, and you see them like do their ult. You're like, dude, you just wasted it.
Yeah.
You know, and you're
that's
just like,
funny. Okay,
watch this, baby.
Nice. Okay. Nice.
I've also and someone in the chat room brought up Odin as well, and I've noticed that too. Like a lot of times you can throw down Odin, and then you can put some minor AoEs in there with Odin and really mess them up because they're stuck in there with it.
I do love though when like an Odin gets me as Loki, and I kind of dodge him for a second and then go invis.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh, you waste. I my favorite part of the game, and this makes me a troll, I think, is I love wasting people's ults. Like people will go, you thought I was dead.
Yeah. You wasted your ult. Yeah.
And that is actually one of the biggest part of the games that I think people don't understand early on is it's more important not to die than it is to get a kill.
Yeah. Right.
Like, and that was my mindset with
like
Loki.
save your hops. Like as Bakasura, I don't want to use my hop to go into the fray and start scraping at people. I want to save it to get out.
Same with the Fenrir and the same with the Loki. And that's what, like, when you start talking about it, it's like, that's actually a really good point. It's like, it's better to lead with your 3, get that extra damage, get some damage on them. And you got to have that gut feeling like, am I going to get the kill?
Yeah.
And if you're like, no, I'm not going to get it, you need to get out.
Yes.
Like that's the learning skill part of a lot of these classes is knowing when you're not going to get the kill. Like there's one time I locked on with Odin as Loki, and I'm like, this isn't happening. But I tried, right?
Yeah.
And I ended up dying, and I should have just gone, invis, see you later, right? And I think that's the part.
And that's kind of having the mindset of actually advancing and winning the game as opposed to just farming kills, right? A lot of people on the teams want to be like, yeah, I got the most kills and stuff like that. That's cool, but like, knowing when to retreat and get away actually advances the game and makes you win, right?
Yeah, pushing the mid towers, like pushing that mid lane is more important than maybe going for kills here and there, because that's the key to winning the game.
Yeah.
And this is actually like goes back to old tactical games. Like you guys know I'm an old board gamer, right? And I used to play Starfleet Battles, which is the most rule intensive game I've ever played in my life. But the whole thing is you're maneuvering these ships around, and you kind of want to do what in that game it's the Klingon saber dance. You want to ping somebody at range 8 and then get away. You want to come back, ping them at range 8 and get away. And then the moment you think you can get the kill, you dive in and you unload on them. And that's exactly what you're doing in this game. And I've noticed that like when I'm mid in Conquest as Poseidon, my goal for the beginning is not to kill them. It's to manage to hit them more than they hit me and get them worked down.
Right.
And then I might get the opportunity to kill them. But I can't count on it. My goal is just to ping, 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 ping.
Yeah.
Oh, you're beat up and you have to go home. I'm so sorry. You know?
Yeah, it's like I'm going to have an extra level by the time you get back here.
Exactly.
Yeah, like their health bars are like little progress bars.
Man, that was we're
0%.
Yep.
the long
Look at us
show
getting all
tonight.
strategy
We
oriented.
love,
and
we
stuff.
love Smite. We can talk about it for days.
And I think this show might be the first 5-hour Smite podcast ever. in
Ever.
the history. So let's move on. We've got some contest winners today. First, before the show in the chat room, we gave out 2 codes. We gave out an Finra code that Hitman won. Congrats, Hitman.
Yeah.
And we also gave out an ISIS unlock that oh wait, where's that ISIS unlock? IU.
It was.
Did
It
we
was.
not actually
Yeah.
give
IU won it.
No.
IOUX.
IOUX.
Are you
won-
sure it's
won-
not IUX?
We also we're giving away. This is an unlock that we're giving away to someone who left a feedback on iTunes,
Oh, sweet.
and that is Saturn 333.
Saturn 333.
You have won a code for the ISIS unlock key, and now we're going to give out one in the chat room right here, right now. Just like that famous 80s band said.
Oh, snap.
and quoted. And this is going to be a ISIS unlock.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner, you must be following us, so I hope you're following
Yeah,
us right
following
now,
the
'cause if you're
channel.
not following us.
If you're not, you lose.
And this is really good odds. I mean, when do you get in a contest 1 in 54? Right?
Yeah, right?
So if you're not following us, you just probably screwed yourself. So here we go.
And watch the show every week, you know? We do this live.
The winner
Deadworkersparty.com/live. That's how you watch us.
is following Dead Workers Party.
All right, here we go.
And we have not excluded mods, correct?
Correct.
So that Alice is
Yay!
the winner.
Hey.
That Alice. So congrats, that Alice. You have won an
Congrats.
ISIS unlock, and I will send it to you right now.
That Alice, she's one cool gal. Awesome.
Not the other Alice. That one.
That one. I played with that Alice today with she was playing she was playing Bacchus. It's
Nice.
funny, you know. It's like Alice, like, hey, do. You know, her voice is like, oh, big fat guy that burps, and you know. But yeah,
And-
awesome.
And Brent was pointing out to me earlier that Bacchus was originally supposed to be Dionysus.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
now, for those of you who don't know, most of the Greek and Roman gods are equivalent. Dionysus and Bacchus are the same god. It's just one is Greek,
is Greek.
and one is Roman. There are some
Ah.
slight story differences between the two of them, but like Heracles is Greek, Hercules is Roman.
Okay.
So originally I thought they were using all Greek stuff, but then when he mentioned that Bacchus is Roman, Cupid is Roman, Hercules is Roman.
Oh yeah, right.
So interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, and then that married guy's named Roman, isn't it?
Yes.
Romano.
No, that's Bronson Pinchot. I
Bronson
think, right?
Pinchot.
He's a god, right?
I'm glad
Of,
we can show our age.
him
right
and
now.
Larry, they're gods of Perfect Stranger.
News, news, news.
Is this the only one we have of these?
No.
And the news
No.
this year.
No.
Happy birthday!
That's how they do in ancient Rome. That's
You guys
happy
hate
birthday.
our listeners. That is just downright malevolence.
It's all
right
about
there.
lore. That's how they used to say happy birthday to one another in ancient Roman times.
They used to run around nude for the Olympics. I think
That's
we should
true.
do that for episode
And you're
10.
welcome for not being nude, because that was the next
Anyway.
step to that.
So yeah.
So
Happy birthday, Smite.
happy birthday, Smite!
Happy
1
birthday.
year.
1
We
year.
lift our cups to you, even though we have
Indeed.
not been playing for 1 year.
I
We
got
appreciate the game and
Yeah.
what you're doing with it,
Yeah.
and we all love it.
yes.
And we hope that it is a major success.
Indeed.
Because we love it. Can't stop playing. Can't stop talking about it.
Next, we had some patch this week. Not a huge patch, but it did introduce a Anher gold skin, and I hate Anher, so I'm not going to worry
You
about
don't
that
like
skin.
Anher?
I suck. And it's not that I don't like Anher, it's I suck at Anher.
Oh, really?
Like his ult, like I do this.
It's like, bam, 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 bam.
And I'm like, wow, I just missed you with every one of those. Like,
Oh, really?
I don't know what it is. Like, I can't time ahead of him, and I'm always like right behind him as they're moving. Like, I gotta have someone who's like stuck, not moving, and even then, I kind of freak out a little bit. Oh, here's my ult, and it like just like I shoot it everywhere. It's like the
Anher's
I won't go into it, but
ult
it's like-
is like Wan Yu's 3. It's like that, like Congo drum. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but
like
that Congo
auto-fire.
drum lasts a while. Like you can go after someone.
Yeah, but
And
Anher's about
like,
the same, right?
No, it's
I
like
mean-
it's so fast. It's like what 6 spears? Like it's gone,
Yeah.
and it's so fast.
It was
and you're
like
like,
more
wow,
attack power or something. Maybe
I
don't
wasted
know.
that. But the people who are good at Anher and can do that thing, you're dead. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just you're dead. There's nothing
Yeah.
you can do about it. Sands and that
See,
spears in my head.
That's what I wish Artemis's 2 is, or is it 2 or 3? Whatever. You know, your bow glows and you auto fire fast and.
You don't like the boar.
No, the boar. I hate the boar. I hate Artemis's boar.
Would you say it's boring?
It is boring. It's a freaking hog that goes out there. I don't know. I'm uninterested. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I have been hit by that boar so many times and it's killed me because it's a nice stun.
I'm sure it's great.
damage.
I'm sure
yeah.
for pig lovers and pig haters out there, they
bacon.
love and hate it. But
bacon.
for me, I'm uninterested.
Bacon.
So we also got 2 voice packs.
Awesome.
Artemis,
Bacon.
Enymir.
Your mayor has a weird voice, and he's like,
Your mirror is here.
missing right.
Do you know, I actually kind of like the idea of the voice packs more than I like the idea of the skins.
I do too.
And I think it's because that fewer people have them.
yeah.
Like I love playing Aphrodite and using her voice because people just
I know,
be
it's
like,
so girly.
you know, gank.
Yeah. Be right back.
And my problem with it is I like the characters I play. So I guess ISIS has them,
Yeah.
so I could buy those.
Yeah.
But
Next week,
I
I'm
guess I
buying
want Loki,
Neith's.
but I don't know what.
I'm buying Neith's voice pack next week.
I want
200
more
gems.
voice packs. Do you think they'll have them all out for all gods
I do,
before the release?
eventually.
And back
Maybe
to
not
Sura.
before release, but I think they'll have all of them.
And if they need someone to do audio, I wonder if we could figure
Maybe
out
you
someone
could
with
do-
I don't know.
a
maybe you could do,
studio that
back to
does
Sura.
audio all the time
I
on
know.
microphones that are red.
Do us
and
a
could
do us a
pick-
Bakasura. Do us a I am the and I am the greatest. How would Bakasura say I am the greatest? Okay, see, I'd buy that 200 gems.
I would kill whoever you bought it. I'd be like, I'm not playing. I'm queuing. I'm dodge queuing right now. So, also, as we mentioned earlier, new overhaul of the stats and profile page. Good
Yeah.
stuff there.
There's some audio changes. Awards now show who placed them.
Yeah.
You can invite people directly from friends.
I like that.
And then three gods have had their costs reduced.
Yeah.
You can now get
yeah.
Cupid for 1,500 favor. Stupid Dragon is now 2,500. Is it Ao Kwang?
Ao Kwang. Yeah.
Kwong!
Is now 2,500, and Hades is now 3,500.
Hades!
We call him Stupid Dragon, but he's actually
He's
a
really
decent
awesome.
dragon.
Yeah.
He's actually a pretty cool dragon, but
Yeah.
I know someone who plays them really well.
Yes. Although
Squid-
he doesn't
Squid Name?
play him
Yeah.
anymore because of the cost reduction.
Oh, really? Because
Yes.
everybody's playing them?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He bought the skin too.
Yeah.
So he's not like a shrimp.
Sorry. That's one of the skins I bought.
Like
Because
a
I just
jumbo.
really like. I love like Oriental themed stuff, and I love the dragon skin, so I bought the skin even though I never play him.
Oh, and Wan Yu. You got to get the Wan Yu. Makes him look like.
No, I don't, because I'm never going to play him unless it's assault, and I have to.
makes him look like Mr. Miyagi. pretty freaking sweet.
So they also changed jungle encounters. The fire giants, the buff's been reduced, and the flaming boulder's been changed a bit. So we'll link to the links.
What do you think about the reduction in the fire giant buff?
I think it's like
I think
I've only killed the fire giant like twice in my Smite career, so I don't really.
We're not playing at the level where it matters.
Yeah,
like there's a level where the golden harpy is not alive and the giant's not alive.
Right.
And it must be too powerful. And I don't know. Like I haven't played at that level to know if it's too powerful or not.
But like I know to run when the whole team is coming at me with the fire giant buff.
Right, but if they have that and they can take down the Phoenix and kill you and win just because they have the buff, that's too powerful.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't know because I haven't seen it enough. So.
Right.
It's true.
Blink new sound effects treatment. The big thing this week is it looks like they're trying to promote jungling a little more. Like if you look at the Reddit, like people are basically like, don't jungle. This game isn't for junglers. Well, they added a game or an item specifically for jungles. It's the Boomba's Mask.
Boomba!
Gives you extra health, but the passive rewards you golden XP increased of like 25% when landing the killing blow on jungle camps. Also, you gain 10% of the max health as healing of each jungle camp, and you move for 4 seconds 25% faster. To me, that says that's trying to put jungling in the game.
Totally, yeah. It's targeting jungling specifically.
Yep.
And to me, I'm not really excited about that. Even as an assassin, as a jungler, I'm like, I don't know.
I like it because I haven't been able to play Loki in Conquest just because he's not right for a laning partner. You're kind of screwing your laning partner. Like, you can do well and
Right. Yeah, but I don't know. Like it doesn't seem like it's something that I would want to actually focus on. I mean, maybe late in a game,
I can play,
maybe.
Sorry, there's some knocking at the door that kind of confused me.
Yeah, we got very distracted by a
But
very
you're
silly
welcome to come
Caleb.
in, Caleb. I'm letting go. Okay, no talking though, because we can't hear you.
Yeah.
You got to be able to hear it on the mic, so you got to kiss up to Wes. But now I could play Loki in Conquest, and he would be a great jungler, like coming in lanes, ganking with the invis and his ult and stuff. Perfect for jungling. So
that's true.
I'll probably start trying to jungle with him and seeing how it does, and I think it could really be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
True.
They did some other minor god changes. For instance, as we mentioned earlier, Aphrodite stealth no longer breaks with the soul when somebody goes invisible. Nizaz's flaming spear had some changes, and then everybody else has had some little tiny things for the most
like
part.
model tweaks, like Sobek and X Block. They got model tweaks. Yeah. And I looked at them and I'm like rotating them around and going, I wonder what they did. Was it like a little piece of fabric or
on the Reddit I saw some it was things like adding more realistic shading on the feathers to make them look less cartoony and more realistic.
Oh really? Oh
yeah.
Okay.
It was mostly making it more gritty looking, to be honest. Now not hardcore. I mean the game all has a kind of little bit of a cartoon to it.
Right.
But
love the models, though. The amount of detail.
Well, and this is one thing I have to really give them credit for. I feel like they are updating this game at a preposterously fast rate, adding new content really, really quick. And maybe we're just spoiled because we've been podcasting about Minecraft where everything moves at a snail's pace.
Yeah.
But really, I feel like these guys are in hardcore production gear, and stuff comes out, and it's already solid.
Yeah.
And
Isis is one of my favorite classes. And, people could say that's power creep and that she's overpowered, but I think she fits in. I think she fits a great support role that I didn't really feel in a lot of classes. I wish they would leave the CC with her and tone it down with some other classes. But I think she was great as a new god. Great stuff.
Well, and I do have the one problem I have with Smite right now is the walk around the corner and get CC'd to death thing. Okay, so I'm running through the jungle and then I'm walking out into a lane and I can't see anything, and all of a sudden 5 people, come from the right and I'm dead.
Oh,
there's just
we need more parabolic parabolic mirrors on the
Well-
corners, like in a convenience store.
No, you just and I saw this mentioned
Wards.
somewhere else.
Wards,
I think it's just the whole. Okay, damage is coming, and I'm taking it, but I still have the chance to get away. I might get totally beat up, and I might have to run all the way back to base, but it's not like, okay, bam, 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 I'm dead.
Right.
But then again, when you're on the other side of that equation, it
You're like,
feels
hey,
so
we caught
good.
so and so out.
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Like that's one of the things I love about ISIS is well, I'll get into that later. Something about her spirit ball. So stay tuned, and I'll talk about it later.
Oh.
Also, with patches, you get some other things, some things that people don't like are the bugs that inevitably get in any game, and they have some in this patch, and they're aware of it. I love that they posted this on Reddit themselves, letting you know like we realize this is an issue and we're working on it. But there are some things like Ymir can cause some people to crash, and if that's happening to you, the fix is to reinstall. So it's not the best fix, but there's a fix. There's some other things there. We'll link to this post.
Wait, one other one. The custom matches have new option to disable spawning of lane minions during match.
That's some machinima stuff you're excited about.
It says, mainly useful for machinima makers. At present, this option only works on conquest matches. That means you turn off the waves of minions so that you can, walk your dudes around and like make a skit or a music video or whatever you want to do. I think maybe they're listening to the show because that's what I really wanted and that's what I asked for.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, so far every show there's been one thing that's happened in the next patch. It sounds like maybe they're listening.
Or
Yeah.
if not, you guys have great sense of
Of what makes us so brilliant.
there you go. There you go.
And we can be hired. There is that option as well. So this is a time in the show where the Falcons named
Hugging and money.
They're Ravens.
Ravens,
Yeah.
the Ravens with mail.
Yes.
We'll have a
Hugging and
bumper
money.
soon.
So our first question is from our guest in the chat room, Spoolicus. Out of all the matches of the day, what are your guys' favorites so far? Now, on the whole, I do not like matches that are all one god.
It's funny. It's amusing.
It is.
I think as a daily that it's okay. Like I'm gonna see all boxes one time, maybe in my life, right?
Yeah. It's
if
pretty
I
epic.
miss if
It's
they ever
pretty
get
epic,
again.
though. Yeah.
So like there's some combinations that I hope to see eventually where I get to see like all Hades. Like can you imagine like all Hades
No,
like
and I don't want
just sucking at each other
God.
in.
Or all Lokis. They're all in Viz and stuff.
What I like are when they tweak the rules a little bit. And I actually would like to see this. I would like to see, what if they made it so that you could play whoever you wanted, but you only got your number one power?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
Or like, what
So
if
I
they...
can run around and go in Viz.
Yes.
That would suck.
See, but that's
Like
just
somebody's
it.
number
Like,
one would just screw 'em.
But you get my drift. It's
Pick
like
one power.
or you can only
I'm
only level up
buzzing
one
this
power.
one.
But my point is that I like the idea of playing with the rules. I love the one where you got 100,000 gold in a conquest, but you started at level 1.
Oh.
So you had all this great stuff, but if anybody hit you at all, you were dead instantly because their items killed you.
You know the trick is in those? I'm going to give this away on the show here,
Okay.
unfortunately.
What is it?
Jungle.
Go in the jungle?
Go in the jungle because they can't do enough damage to hit you back, but you kill them like instantly.
Good point.
And you can just tear through the whole jungle like before the game starts.
That's a
And
good
get some
tip.
levels. If you're in
Ah.
if it's in one of the matches as jungles, like sometimes it's conquest.
But like, what if like your whole like arena was just like your basic attack?
Right. That'd be insane, man.
Wouldn't that be wacky?
I like that.
I think
Huh.
I want this mode more than anything in the Smite world.
Anything.
I want a PvE scenario where you can queue up with like 20 people
Okay.
and all different gods
Talking about like
go
a
take
raid
on
or
like
something.
the super minotaur of whatever, or some god that's gone crazy and is trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
And you're all using your abilities to go through his, like, there's some mini boss fights to get
pretty
to.
good.
But something where it's a nice little 20-minute scenario where you're just like, I just think it'd be
Like,
cool.
how about
and
like a
something
legendary creatures like
Hydra.
Sasquatch or the Hydra.
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
thinking.
talking about like a
Really?
Sasquatch.
When I was thinking
huge.
of all the creatures in the mythos and all
How
of the worlds,
Sasquatch
I was
there.
thinking
How
Sasquatch.
about
That's
the
really awesome.
Abominable snowman.
That's a Sasquatch with white fur.
He's a
Yeah.
snowy one.
It's a-
how about the
How about a
water one?
Hydra?
Who was the
Hydra.
water one?
Hydras
The,
are good.
Loch Ness monster.
No, come on. Let's go for the
No, those
Nemi-
are legendary. Those are
Yeah, but the
legit
Loch Ness
creatures.
monster's
Those aren't-
lame. Let's go for the
They're not lame.
the Nemean lion.
What?
The lion that Hercules got his coat from, the Nemean lion,
There you go.
giant lion that you
so
have to find.
obscure. Everybody knows about Loch Ness.
Yeah, but
I
So,
mean,
maybe we should
I'm
just
talking
move
about
on.
like an epic Loch
how about we
Ness,
just
like-
move on, Wes? What do you think?
Jeez.
I don't know.
Maybe
we could
fight
do an
fairies.
Fairies.
Elves and fairies.
Fairies with teeth, real sharp ones. Sharp teeth.
Oh man.
Jeez. Unicorns. Okay, so that was a great question. And, you know, if you have a question, send it right now. Like, type it out. Go ahead and type it out. It's typed out. It's in your email. And now in that to line, just put Smite
Yeah.
at deadworkers.com. Smite at deadworkers.com. Send it to us.
Okay.
And then we'll read it next week. Because we only got one hugging and munning. And don't let the name scare you. It's just ravens delivering
Confusing
mail.
and weird. Yeah.
They aren't
That's what it is.
actually going to come to your house and pick up the mail. It's email through the internets. The tubes will be filled with your brilliance. So send it to
Right.
us. And we won't make too much fun of it.
On the 8th day.
This is the segment where we talk about new game mechanics. Not like car
right.
mechanics, but game mechanics.
Game mechanics.
And we had a couple from the community this week. We had one from Deathy Poo Poo Poo,
Oh, I like that guy.
who says, since you are good buds with High Res Crew, could you tell them that I want the ability to modify my auto buy item queue while in match? K, thanks.
Oh.
Love
In
Deathy Poo
match.
Poo Poo Poo.
So, an editor in game, just like outside of game.
Auto buy.
I mean, there would be enough time for that, say, on a respawn
I
of
think
like
we
a
need to
minute.
talk to him and see what he actually means by this, because it seems like it would be hard to actually go in and like start picking out.
Well, but if you're dead and you're sitting there for 30 seconds and you want to modify how you're buying things in your auto buy, that seems like a good way to spend your
true.
time.
Maybe they should have an in-game browser where you can look at videos on how to play your class better. Like, I must suck. I'm dead a lot.
Yeah.
Which leads me to one of my ideas for the game. How about we change this away from a time death issue? Like, the longer the game is, the longer your death is. I think it should be how many deaths you have. Each one makes your time longer. And this would fix two things. A, if you don't die a lot, you're not as penalized as the people who die a lot. And B, if you die a lot, the people who don't die a lot aren't penalized because you're dead longer
Right.
and not
Yeah.
screwing their game over.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems intuitive, and in fact, I thought that's how the game was when I played it. I didn't realize it was level based and time based and all that kind of stuff. But I think it should be death based.
I mean, that's
yeah.
something if someone's just rocking the whole game and hasn't died.
Yeah.
And then it's in game. Well, now you have a little better. Like, my biggest gripe with the game, and this is actually with all MOBAs, this is a huge problem to me, is most of these games are decided by one fight. After 30, 45 minutes time, the game's going, everybody's 20th level.
Yeah.
One fight, one deicide, and this is all MOBAs. This happens. Then you just go down the lane and clear it. They're dead for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And you clear it and you kill it and you win.
Yeah.
You could be sucking the whole game, catch someone out, and steamroll and get this deicide and do this. And I don't think that's cool. Like,
in certain ways, no, but at the same time, it also gives you a chance to turn things around, and it makes sure that you don't end up in that horrible stalemate where people are turtling.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you can manage at level 20 with maxed out items to kill the whole other party, you can win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like the people at High Res are smart people. There has to be a reason why they chose this mechanic, right? I mean...
Well, but I think there's also following what all the other MOBAs do. And I think maybe it's like when you create a MOBA, a new game, the easiest way is to go, okay, let's follow the rules of standard MOBA, blah, 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 and then go in and start kind of tweaking those rules to how we want the game to feel.
Right.
And so maybe you have some of these rules that you didn't really think about much. You just said, that's how MOBAs do it. So let's do it how MOBAs do it. And they all do that. It's all time-based at the end. It's long desk.
They all do it. Oh,
but
okay.
so and when I say all of them, LOL, because that's the only one I've played. So don't gig me if LOL's the only other one that does it. Because it may be that way. But that's what I know, so I'll talk about it. But so I don't know. I just think there's some other mechanic in there they could... Because my other gripe with the long deaths is dying and sitting in a game for a minute and a half is no fun.
Yeah. No, and in certain ways, I do think that the whole 90-second thing is really beyond the pale.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too long. And especially if I'm playing well and I just happen to walk around a corner and get ganked by 5 people, you know what I mean? Like, for me to then have to sit out of the game for 90 seconds just because I'm level 20, even if I haven't died even once before then,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's an idea. This is an idea that is not in any MOBA, probably not in any game yet, but is a new mechanic you could put into this game and freak people out. When you die, you go to another world that has minions or some other creature that you have to kill to get out of hell or whatever. When you kill that creature, you come back to the world. The more people are dead, the faster you kill those creatures. Right. The longer you're in there, maybe the creatures get stronger. Maybe every time you die, you actually leave a creature of yourself there, so it becomes tougher. You're actually fighting yourself.
And there might actually be classes that are better at fighting the things in the underworld, so you have faster respawn timers on certain classes.
Like a mini game.
Yeah.
You know, that actually does exist in a game.
I hate you.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't
Prey.
Bayonetta.
It was Prey.
Wait. Oh,
Never
was it Prey?
played it.
Prey.
This is why I don't
Where
play
was that?
When you
player
died
games.
in Prey, you were in the spirit world, and you had to kill the little spirits that were flying around you to get back into the game.
Was that the one where you had to jump from little island to island? Like, you had to hop and then get to the very end?
I'm not talking about doing Mario
God,
Brothers
what
to
is
get
this
out
game?
of hell.
Somebody listening to
It's
this
Mario
podcast probably
Brothers.
knows, maybe.
Jump to island?
Yeah.
It's Mario Brothers.
Kind of like Mario Brothers, but you had to dodge things and you had to get to the very end island and then you had to kill something, then you can get
Were
out.
there plants that would go...
But it was multiplayer, so all the other dead people are doing the same thing and they could knock you off, and it was really intense.
Now, they do... who said that? Blake Cat does say that would overcomplicate things. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Once you
That's
get
a
used
cool
to something,
mechanic.
it works. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be that bad, and it would keep you from being bored. Now, it wouldn't
That's
give you...
the thing I like.
It wouldn't give you time to
I like
reflect.
speccing the game, though. I like looking at the game, thinking about it, and having time to shop.
Right.
Well, and right now, as the game stands, you know what the best thing you do? Immediately, buy your stuff, but then look over, especially if you're on comms, look over the shoulder of someone and give them a heads up. Hey, someone's behind you. Hey, this and that.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually sit there and see everything around them, even though they're looking forward.
Right.
Like, I almost think maybe they should change that. Like, that's kind of I don't want to say cheat, but if people aren't doing it, another team can have an advantage.
What's
by
worth
keeping that in
more,
mind.
somebody being alive or somebody looking over the exact same shoulder of a person who's alive?
Well, but they can't look over their shoulder. So I'm saying maybe they should just give you the forward view of whoever you're specking.
Yeah.
Right.
Not let you rotate around.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So I have something, and this actually was recommended by Bitburner. What it is the maps should have different themes. There's an Egypt theme map. Why not make a... Well, okay, let's take... So what if we made a Greek version of the domination map? Nothing's changed. It's just the theming of it. So it allows you to feel like even though you're playing the same game over and over again, it changes things up a little bit. What if, if Poseidon is playing, there's a chance you'd get Poseidon's map. So you'd have an underwater version of the domination map. Or if Xbalanque is playing, you have a Mayan version of it.
That's interesting.
So it basically there would be no changes in the mechanics of the map other than maybe the mobs and or the scenery.
Okay. That's something that I used to suggest to my friends. Like, me and a bunch of friends would go to a bar. We would be hanging out in a certain section. We'd all be sitting around a table. And then about an hour or an hour and a half into, just sitting around hanging out, I would suggest, let's just move over to that table over there. Nothing's going to change about anything. We're just going to move.
Yeah.
I mean, and it seemed to kind of enlighten everybody. And,
Except
people that,
for the waitresses
that don't talk
who
as much,
hated you.
Dude,
that was my section, and you just moved.
And we used to do that a lot, and
up.
it refreshes everything. So I totally dig that idea.
Well, and I also think, it would be a value add for the game without requiring retooling the mechanics.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and what if they sold just game packs of you can have it look whatever you want, because it really, like you said, it doesn't change the game mechanics. So, I mean, right now, how Conquest is, you're seeing different things because you're always starting at the other side,
right,
of what you're seeing. So they could sell packs where, if you're playing Xbalanque, well, you can have the Mayan theme now for all your maps.
Right.
Yeah.
You're playing so and so, it could be all themed for you.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't affect anything.
That's a good point.
Just another way for you, Hi-Res Studios, to make a little bling bling. Okay, so we got another one here. This one is from Jedi Joel, who wants to say, "Hey guys, it's me again, and I was wondering, what if they added a dodge mechanic similar to the Guild Wars 2 version where you press space, which is almost useless at the moment, and you quickly strafe one direction or the other?"
Oh, like
in
a
Guild
dodge.
Wars 2, you can do a dodge, and it's basically a roll. It's a tumble. It's a single event.
Okay. I don't like that. I've never liked that mechanic. It's so annoying when fighting other people. When they added that to Mortal Kombat, the 3D version of Mortal Kombat, I think in PS2 or something, I hate it. I stopped playing it.
Yeah.
And I love fighting games. Any of those dodge rolls, I don't know.
The problem is that a lot of this game is strategically played. One thing that makes me more mad than anything is I'm up against Agni. I aim my thing, I fire it, and then he does his run right as I fire.
Yeah.
And so my stuff misses him.
Oh yeah.
And I think that can be too frustrating. I am not sure that is a good mechanic so that a double tap instantly moves anybody out of the way of something that you've been working to get people in line of.
Yeah, like Brent, you waste those ults or you waste those 3s or those 2s, and you're like, ha ha. But you too are wasting their 2s and 3s and ults, and it's just a big battle of dodging, and I think it'd just be ridiculous all around, I think.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I like it or not. I could kind of go either way. I think I probably lean more towards let's fight over let's get away from fighting.
Right.
Dodge seems to me like extending the game, whereas a mechanic to rush someone maybe more to get into a fight. I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing. I mean, like you said, there's some gods that kind of already have this mechanic. Basically, you're given an escape to every god at that point. With that,
maybe an active.
That's too much.
Maybe an active.
Yeah, but I don't think they want that.
But I mean, a one
took
dodge every 90 seconds.
Right, but they took this mechanic out of the game explicitly, right? Like
Yeah.
Flash is a huge mechanic active in LoL, League of Legends.
Yeah.
When you play at a certain level, almost everybody gets it unless they have some weird build that doesn't require it. And it's a free kind of get out of jail, right? Someone's coming in on you, two people coming in, you flash away a little bit.
Right.
They had this exact same item, right? The blink.
Yeah.
Can't use it when you're in combat. Well, why is that? They don't want you to get out.
Right.
They don't want you to get out. So I think they probably wouldn't go a dodge route because I think kind of maybe they're in that theory of like, we don't want the game to slow down. We want it to progress and go faster. So that leads me to like the death thing. If that is kind of what they're going for, make the other team more powerful as your team dies, but let us play the game.
Right.
Or play some sort of game and not just sit there for a minute and a half.
Right.
I think you can kind of achieve the same thing that it's doing.
Yep. I'm with you.
Hey, for every person dead, the other team gets a buff. And so if you deicide a team, you've got everybody on your team's got a super 5 times buff.
Oh, yeah.
But you're only down for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So you've got to make, the most out of that 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I don't know. I think there's room to play there. Let's play.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God. This is a section where we talk about cool stuff that's been going down in Smite. Things that we found on the internets.
So this is something they pretty much do every week too, but we hadn't talked about it that I know of yet, so I wanted to get it in here and just talk about it. But they do a top 5 plays each week, and it's a lot of cool stuff. It's announced. This is actually
I actually think I
on the
mentioned
Smite
it in
Game
2.
channel. Oh,
I might have mentioned it in 2.
well, I wanted to re-mention it because there's
No, but
Amber
it's good.
killing someone.
Yeah.
Owned.
No, it's good.
So there is a really cool thing here I'm going to add in here. This is a tweet that just happened today. This is from Hi-Res Denton. Ever wondered what us NPCs do while we're waiting to respawn? And it's a really cool picture, actually. It's a render of all of the minions like standing in a row, just like dum-de-dum-de-dum.
Like waiting.
And waiting. And that's cool. They always have their sense of humor, throughout this whole game. It's not all serious.
And if you didn't know, Denton is the name of the Cyclops that you see in a lot of the
I didn't know
post
that.
characters. Yes. Hi-Res Denton is the Cyclops.
Oh, interesting.
So.
Good stuff.
Nice. So I guess that's all we had for sightings. If you had some sightings, I know that Alice is saying something about Athena in chat, and I know people have gone through the files, and there's 2 gods that are theorized as coming out next week, either Chronos or Athena.
Yeah.
So depending on what you believe by what you see on Reddit or whatnot,
I want Chronos, the god of time.
time
Yeah.
and slow down.
1.25
And slow down, or we're going to get a panda god.
One gigawatt, 0.5 gigawatts, 0.2 gigawatts. I'd be happy with any gigawatts, really.
So, and Ediker says that Athena's officially announced earlier today. Where was that officially announced?
We're
Was
not
that on?
seeing that.
I ain't seeing that.
Was that on Twitter somewhere? I know they said they were going to announce something today, right?
Yeah. I was trying to predict. I thought it would be the Mac client for Smite. So I'm still, I don't use a Mac, but I'm still wondering if Hi-Res Studios is going to, get a early Mac client out as opposed to other MOBAs, right? Like League of Legends took their time making a Mac client, which I don't know if that's really a wise thing, right?
Oh, here we go. They did post on Reddit. Athena is the next god. Official pics inside.
Oh, okay.
So she's got a big old spear and a shield. So
Aha.
there you go. You heard it first here. I mean, if you
Reddit.
waited to listen here. I mean, if you're reading Reddit, you probably read it first there. But you heard it because we said it out loud first here.
Yeah.
Because of our awesome, incredible chat room.
Totally incredible.
Incredible chat room.
Yeah.
And also, we got a tip this week.
Oh, hey.
What's a tip?
Cool.
This is a tip for ISIS players and her spirit ball. If y'all remember what that does, it travels out, and you can trigger it any moment on the the line.
On the Z-axis?
It
Or
goes
is line?
through things, and you can still see the lines. So especially in like Conquest, you can get around the geometry and shoot it through a bush, but still kind of be peeking kind of around the side and hit someone, surprise them.
Nice.
So keep that in mind when you're shooting.
I've been doing something similar with Poseidon. When Emir throws up the wall, I will often put my whirlpool behind the wall, like where everybody's fighting.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a big
Nice.
whirlpool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I've seen Eric jumping over the wall is neat. Just backflips
All the
over
time. Yeah.
it. Nice wall, loser. See
No
you
big
later.
deal. You just wasted your wall. Wall waster.
You're a
So-
wall waster.
That's it for this one.
Yeah, you should leave us iTunes reviews. I know it
Do
might
it.
seem a little, weird, but if you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a review. It takes us onto the new and notable list. It gets us attention.
It lets us know how we're doing.
Yeah.
We like it.
'Cause
We
we-
read them.
Yeah.
So,
And
good stuff.
leaving iTunes reviews for that, we will be giving out a Finrare unlock next week for someone on the iTunes list.
yeah, for the low price of $9.99.
Weird.
We're just kidding.
So leave the review, and you may win the unlock. We will also be giving away a ISIS. And these are our last two unlocks for these gods. So the ISIS one will be in Twitch chat. So be here next week. Between 9 and 1. Nice. Yeah, sometime between there. If you're there, you have a chance to win that. We'll also be giving away some gems. We don't know how to give these away. These were donated by Immortality Gaming, who says, thanks for putting on a great show. In-game name is Happy Humi. That's Happy, Humey. So add them and play some games with them. Their YouTube channel is Immortality Gaming. So we don't know how we're going to give those away. I think since it's on YouTube, when this episode goes out on YouTube, we'll pick our favorite comment from the comments in this week's YouTube video, and they will get the gems unlock.
Yep.
So
Get
on
real
YouTube for
gems.
episode 5, leave an awesome comment, and we're going to randomly pick someone who leaves a comment.
Comment right here. Right here. Awesome. VEG, by the way. VEG.
VEG. I'm the greatest.
I'm the greatest.
VVC.
Huh?
Completed.
Oh, yeah.
VVN.
VVC, huh?
No.
VEL. Ha, 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 ha.
I can't wait to get the soundboard. We're going to make a soundboard of all of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. VEJ is Dick Clark just died. Is that right?
And then every time someone does a bad idea, we'll go, no. No, no,
No.
no, no.
Yes.
No, no.
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 Quiet.
No, no.
Well, we'll see you next week. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Dead Workers Party.
No, just at Dead Workers, right?
Follow them both. Dead Workers.
Just at Dead Workers.
Are we just Dead Workers?
just Dead Workers.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
All right. Follow us.
That really messes with our branding,
at
doesn't it?
Dead Workers.
It does.
always
It doesn't
every
allow
time.
enough letters, I think, was the problem.
Yeah, so at Dead Workers, follow us on Twitter. We tweet things like we're going to play Smite, and we're going to record the Smite episode of on Smite, and
Sometimes we
all
give
kinds
out
of Smite
keys.
stuff. Yeah, throw a key out there.
Or let you know how to
for-
get a free key to
for-
some beta game.
Yeah, for feeling frisky. And so, yeah.
Sometimes we feel frisky, and he enjoys it. Frisky's our friend.
Yeah, we love frisky. So have a good day.
frisky kitty cat.
Have a good week. And Smite
Smite on!
on!